watch out. You better not cry, you better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
50 years. Who would have thought a small-town farm boy from the United States and a young girl from New Zealand would meet, marry, build a life together, and stay together for 50 years?
As a couple, Linley and Jerry, I think, are a perfect match.
Jerry and Linley work so well together because they are both very kind, outgoing, and caring people.
You won't find any couple that is more passionate or committed to their family, friends, and community anywhere.
Golden was a great place to grow up. Small town, we had, I think 4 churches and a population of about 500 and something.
Jerry was a sweet little guy and was a good guy too, and everybody loved him.
He was our pride and possession.
He loved to play basketball. That was one of his favorite sports. He was also a very good imitator, like of Elvis, and he had the shoes to go along with it.
We were just typical kids, had a wonderful life.
Linley was an all-rounder. She had a lot of talent and a lot of skill, and she used it.
If she was at home, she was jumping over sofas, doing gymnastics and out playing all sorts of sports.
She just was successful on so many different levels.
Whenever I tell people the story of how Mom and Dad met, I always say it must have been so romantic. Dad was in the military, stationed in Thailand, serving his country, seeing the world for the first time, and Mom was with her family, doing more or less the same.
In Thailand, she was perhaps a little bit naughty.
She was a young adult who knew that she had a lot of possibilities.
She'd go out with her hair all coiffed up like mothers and dresses made at the local dressmaker over the road at the hotel, looking very glamorous.
She was just in this exciting place and the world was her oyster, really.
She seemed to like those American boys, and then the right Mr. USA came along.
He was so polite in the way he addressed Mum and Dad and talked to them.
Clean-cut American GI.
Yeah, he was just a good, clean-cut American boy, and perhaps that's what Linley, that was perhaps one of Linley's dreams.
They fell in love. And in true romantic fashion, they were separated for a year before her parents would give them permission to marry.
Hello, darling. This is a young American boy that loves you very much. It's so wonderful to know that one of these days we'll be together for the rest of our lives.
Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married.
In 1968, when he brought his new bride to Golden, we found out why he was so happy.
We were all excited to meet Linley. We knew that she truly loved Jerry, to come the distance to marry him.
I remember thinking how cute she was and just loved her accent.
course, it was a big adjustment coming to a different culture and small town atmosphere.
She was very brave. She had to fly over there to a whole new world that she hadn't had any experience in.
I was just in awe of her that she would leave her native country, moving so far from her family and friends. So I was determined that I was going to be her friend / family member substitute.
It wasn't easy for either of them at times, even though it was West meets West. There's still such huge differences in the cultures, and she did struggle with that in the early years.
I'll light the fire. You place the flowers in the vase that you bought today. Staring at the fire for hours and hours while I listen to you play your love songs all night long. For me, only for me. Come to me now and rest your head for just 5 minutes.
Growing up in our house was great, when Philip wasn't torturing me. I remember Mom's cool satin disco pants she wore to their disco lessons. I remember making leaf gardens with Dad, consistently losing basketball games of horse and pig to our athletic parents, and all of us riding the three-wheeler. They were pretty fun and cool parents, really.
Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy 'cause of you. The flowers in the vase that you bought today.
It's very difficult to leave the community and people like yourselves that means so much to us.
So much to us. You've added to our lives. You've helped us grow in our lives. And just will remember you always.
The other story I always tell about my parents is that they had a number of years where they weren't sure their marriage would even survive. The late 80s and early 90s were probably their toughest times. We kids were leaving for college, and they had to face the fact that they were very different people. But for whatever reasons, and this is why I tell the story, they stuck with it. And at some point after they moved to Carthage, they just got past it. And they really finally worked. Maybe they had to grow into each other, maybe they had to become friends again, or maybe it's some of these things that make them work so well. They laugh a lot.
No one is as fun or crazy as the Bartells.
Jerry has this endless supply of wisecracks and jokes. I don't know where he comes up with all these things, but he keeps us in a constant state of laughter.
Linley, for appetizers, she served cosmopolitans. And then for the main event, she served cosmopolitans. And guess what? For dessert, she served cosmopolitans.
They love to travel.
Truly, I wasn't sure if Mom would be able to handle Dad's retirement, but instead of driving each other nuts, they seem to be seizing this time to see the world, and they make friends at every single stop. Now I can't keep up with all the trips. Fortunately, Mom usually puts together one of her prolific photo albums within a week of getting home so we can all enjoy them.
I gotta cook
Dad loves food, plain and simple. Mom sometimes gives him a hard time about it, but I think she realizes his love for it is so strong, it's just not worth getting on him about it too much. And realistically, it probably also gives her an excuse to try some desserts as well. They support their communities.
Jerry and Linley are definitely community leaders with lots of energy who make a fine example for all to follow. Both have brought so much to our community, always believing in and trying to make Carthage and Hancock County a better place to live.
Anytime they can be helpful to others, I feel certain they will be available and willing to help, no matter what the need may be.
They love their family.
I think family is super important to them. They evidence it by coming to all our events, have made special arrangements to always be there for any family member.
Jerry and Linley have always been so kind and compassionate towards Byron and I and our girls. Just very, very loving people.
I've been waiting for so long, now I finally found someone to stand by me.
They're sincere Christians, they're thoughtful, they're considerate and helpful, and genuinely big-hearted. The kind of friends you can count on 100%.
We four couples have gone on many vacation trips. We went on cruises to Hawaii, Christmas parties, St. Louis weekends. We've laughed, joked, ate, and drank whenever possible.
Sam and Amelia love the time that they get to spend with their Nana and Papa. And when Kelly and I see them playing together, it's just as exciting to see Jerry and Linley's faces light up like they are the little kids again, getting to use their imagination and get to be all silly with their grandkids.
Happy anniversary, Jerry and Linley!
Happy 50th wedding anniversary, Linley and Jerry!
Happy anniversary. Happy 50th anniversary, Jerry and Linley. Happy 50th anniversary.
Have a wonderful 50th wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary!
We love you, Jerry and Linley.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
We wish you a happy anniversary, Jerry and Linley.
Happy anniversary, Jerry and Linley.
Happy 50th, Linley and Jerry.
Happy anniversary!
Happy anniversary, Jerry and Linley.
Félicitations!
Lots of love from our little family.
Happy 50th anniversary, Jerry and Linley.
Happy 50th anniversary.
Happy 50th, Jerry and Linley.
Happy 50th anniversary and many, many more.
Happy golden anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy 50th anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
Happy 50th!
Happy 50th anniversary, Jerry and Linley.
Happy anniversary! We love you!
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Hey, big boy, that girl deserves a medal.
Hey, congratulations both of you. 50 years, pretty awesome. Well done.
Cheers.
Cheers.